We are on page 1 of EOC Must-Haves. Please note that you are going to have to pause this a lot so that you can keep up and work through Desmos with me. So just make sure you have a pencil and Desmos open and that you're ready to go. Make sure you are using North Carolina Desmos also. All right, here we go. So number 1, this is obviously a Desmos question because we have a graph and we have an equation. It's asking which statement is true, and if we just glance at the answer choices, they're talking about minimums and maximums. So let's start with the two functions. The equation is the f function. The graph is the g function. And because they have a different name, they are different functions. So when I graph the f function, it is not going to look like g because they are two different functions. Okay, so we will start with the easy one, the graph that is in front of us. This is very clearly a minimum value. It is the lowest it goes, and we just put a dot on the value -8. So G is at -8. This is a minimum. This is where we graph F. So let's go ahead and move over to Desmos, pause this, move over to Desmos, type F into line 1, and then meet me back here when you're done. Okay, so F graphed, and you'll see it right here. And I'm just gonna move it a little bit so that we can get it onto the screen. And this is very clearly a maximum, and the highest it goes is at -6. Let's go back to our paper. This F is -6. It is a maximum. Okay, so they're asking, let me close my door because of my dogs. They're asking which one is bigger or smaller. Okay, so let's just look at this really fast on a number line in case you're not sure. On a number line, if this is 0, then -1, -2, and so on. This would be -6. This would be -8. So -6 is further to the right. It's larger. So F's max is larger than G's min. F's max is larger than the minimum of G. And that is why A is the answer to that one. Let's move on to number 2. Hopefully you can see this is quite clearly a Desmos question because we've got 2 equations and we're going to see how one moves to the other. So we're going to throw this into line 1. We're going to throw the second one into line 2. And then we'll see what's happening from F to G. Pause this, type it in, and come back to me. Okay, so here we go. This is what you should be looking at. And I'm going to pay really close attention to my colors here. My red is F, my blue is G. Your colors might be different, but the first one is F, the second one is G. Excuse me. And then I'm going to zoom out just a tiny bit so my lines go by ones. I want the screen that has a 5 and a 10 on it. And then I'm going to count. So from red to blue, I am very clearly going down and left. I am going down to -8 and left. It looks like just 3 units left. So down 8 and left 3. So let's go back to our paper. We're going down 8 and left 3. Down 8 and left 3 is right there. Okay. These are problems we cannot skip on the EOC. That is why we're calling them must-haves. We have to take the time to type these in, change our scale so they go by ones, and then count it out. All right, let's go again. Number 3, obviously all equations, so we're probably going to graph stuff, but you need to look at what they're asking for. Notice it says the word inverse. You should know this. Every time we see the word inverse, we switch X and Y. So I'm going to take my pencil, and instead of starting with Y equals, I'm going to start with X equals. Instead of 4X, we're going to call this 4Y. This entire thing is going into line 1. The entire thing with the X equals and all of it. Before you go and throw that into Desmos, you will notice that I crossed out all of the inverse symbols. I'm just going to put Y equals these instead. And I'm looking for the exact same graph. All right, so go ahead and type type this into line 1, and then start typing answer choices into line 2 and find the correct graph. They have to match each other perfectly. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, so hopefully you noticed that answer B, and here we go. You can't see that. Okay, so these two match each other, and you will notice that if I turn one on and turn one off and turn one on and turn one off, they match each other exactly the same. All right, so answer choice B, I hope you got that. And let's keep going. Okay, number 4 looks exactly the same, except I want you to notice it does not ask the word, actually it does ask the word inverse. We're gonna do it again. Okay, so inverse, switch X and Y. So instead of starting with Y equals, we're starting with X equals. Instead of 5X, we're saying 5Y. All right, after this last one, you should know what to do. This entire thing goes in line 1, and then you're going to try answer choices in line 2 and come back when you're done. All right, ready, set, go. Okay, so you should have gotten answer A for this one. Answer A and the inverse over here are the exact same graph. Last one for today. Again, it looks like a bunch of stuff we should be typing in. When it says equivalent expression, we want the exact same graphs. So I don't want to switch X and Y. I just want to start with this in line 1. And then I'll put these into line 2. And if they don't graph, you want to throw a Y equals in front of them, especially these two because they're just numbers. So I am looking to find the exact same graph. Okay, pause this. Come back to me when you have it. Ready, set, go. Alrighty, you should have gotten answer B. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Here's the original. Here's answer B. And here we go. Here, let me get that right. Here's the original. Here's answer B. Hang on, there we go. Oh, it is not turning on and off. You can't see that. Okay, so answer B, answer, and that takes us to the end of the first must-haves. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Love you, mean it.